We often think about living longer, but what if the real goal isn't just a longer life, it's a better one? That's the central idea behind Outlive, The Science and Art of Longevity by Dr. Peter Attia. This isn't a book about adding years to your life. It's about adding life to your years, improving your physical, mental, and emotional health so that you can thrive, not just survive. Dr. Attia is one of the world's leading experts on health optimization and longevity. In Outlive, he challenges the traditional approach to medicine, arguing that most doctors focus on treating disease after it appears, rather than preventing it before it starts. He calls this Medicine 2. What he proposes instead is Medicine 3, a proactive, personalized, and preventive approach designed to help you live better for longer. The book combines cutting-edge science with practical strategies from nutrition and exercise to emotional well-being and mental health, showing how small, consistent actions today can dramatically change how you age tomorrow. Chapter 1. Rethinking Longevity. Most people imagine longevity as simply living to 80, 90, or even 100. But Dr. Attia points out that the real measure of longevity is not just how long you live, but how well you live. He calls this Healthspan, the number of years you spend strong, active, and mentally sharp. He writes, "The goal is not to live forever. The goal is to live well for as long as possible. Our current medical system is designed to treat chronic diseases like heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and Alzheimer's only after they develop, but by that point, it's often too late to reverse the damage." Attia argues that the key to true longevity is prevention, identifying risks early, optimizing your habits, and addressing root causes long before illness appears. He calls this shift from reactive medicine to proactive medicine. Chapter 2. The 4 Horsemen. Attia explains that 4 main killers, which he calls the 4 Horsemen of chronic disease, account for most premature deaths and loss of quality of life: heart disease, cancer, neurodegenerative disease, and metabolic dysfunction. 1. Heart disease, the number 1 killer in the world. Attia explains that the buildup of plaque in arteries begins decades before a heart attack happens. Preventing it means managing cholesterol, inflammation, and lifestyle early on. 2. Cancer. Rather than waiting for symptoms, early detection and risk management through screenings and lifestyle changes can dramatically improve outcomes. 3. Neurodegenerative diseases. Alzheimer's and dementia often start developing silently in the brain years before symptoms appear. Cognitive protection starts with exercise, sleep, and metabolic health. 4. Metabolic disease. Conditions like insulin resistance, obesity, and type 2 diabetes are the gateway to the other 3 horsemen. Managing blood sugar and maintaining muscle mass are key defenses. By addressing these 4 areas early, Attia says we can dramatically increase both lifespan and health span. Chapter 3. The Power of Exercise. According to Dr. Attia, exercise is the single most powerful longevity drug in existence. He calls it the foundation of the longevity pyramid. Exercise improves every aspect of your health, heart function, brain performance, metabolism, mood, and even your immune system. But not all exercise is equal. Attia recommends a balanced approach that includes 4 pillars. 1. Stability, the ability to move safely and efficiently. This includes balance, mobility, and core strength to prevent falls and injuries. 2. Strength, building muscle to support bone density, hormone health, and metabolic function. Muscle is one of the most powerful predictors of long-term vitality. 3. Aerobic efficiency, improving cardiovascular endurance to keep your heart and lungs healthy. 4. Anaerobic performance, training your body to handle bursts of high intensity for resilience and metabolic flexibility. He writes, "Exercise is not optional. It is the single most important tool we have for extending both lifespan and healthspan. Even walking 8,000, 10,000 steps per day can lower mortality risk by up to 50%. But the greatest benefits come from consistent, intentional movement, the kind that challenges your limits safely and regularly." Chapter 4. The Truth about Nutrition. Nutrition is one of the most debated topics in health, and Dr. Attia doesn't push one-size-fits-all solutions. Instead, he focuses on principles that apply universally: control blood sugar, prioritize protein, and eat whole, nutrient-dense foods. He believes that diet should be personalized based on goals and metabolic response. The key, he says, is metabolic flexibility, the body's ability to use both glucose and fat efficiently as fuel. Attia recommends paying attention to what he calls the big 3 dietary levers. 1. What you eat, prioritize protein, vegetables, and healthy fats. 2. When you eat, consider time-restricted eating to give your body periods of rest and repair. 3. How much you eat. Manage calorie intake through mindful awareness rather than restriction. He writes, "The best diet is one you can sustain for life, not just for a month." Chapter 5. Sleep and Recovery. Sleep is one of the most underrated aspects of longevity. Attia calls it the ultimate performance enhancer. Poor sleep affects everything from memory and metabolism to emotional balance and immune function. It recommends developing strong sleep hygiene habits. Maintain consistent sleep and wake times. Keep your room cool, dark, and quiet. Avoid screens and caffeine before bed. Treat sleep as a non-negotiable part of your training. Attia writes, "You can't out-exercise, out-diet, or out-supplement bad sleep. Quality rest allows your brain to detoxify, your muscles to recover, and your hormones to regulate. Without it, every other longevity strategy becomes less effective." Chapter 6. Emotional and Mental Fitness. Dr. Attia also emphasizes the emotional side of longevity, something most health books ignore. He writes openly about his own struggles with anxiety and perfectionism, and how mental health plays a critical role in physical well-being. He says, "Longevity without emotional health is just existing longer, not living better." Attia advocates for mindfulness, therapy, journaling, and meaningful relationships as tools for emotional fitness. Social connection, he explains, is one of the strongest predictors of long-term health. People who maintain deep relationships tend to live longer and experience less cognitive decline. Chapter 7. The Longevity Mindset. Perhaps the most important lesson in Outlive is mindset. Attia explains that living longer is not about chasing youth. It's about preparing for the future you want to experience. He calls this the centenarian decathlon, a thought experiment where you imagine yourself at 100 years old and ask, what do I want to be able to do? Maybe it's playing with your grandkids, hiking, or traveling. Whatever your goals, your training should reflect them. Every decision you make today is an investment in your future abilities. He writes, "Longevity is earned, not given. Every choice you make is a vote for the future version of yourself." The big takeaway. The message of Outlive is not about fear or restriction. It's about empowerment. You have far more control over your health and lifespan than you think. Dr. Attia's Medicine 3 approach reminds us that the key to a longer, healthier life is proactive care. Move often, eat mindfully, sleep deeply, and nurture emotional health. Longevity isn't luck, it's a skill. That was Outlive, The Science and Art of Longevity by Dr. Peter Attia, broken down into its most powerful lessons. Which of these areas do you want to improve first? Your exercise, your nutrition, or your mindset? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you enjoyed this summary, make sure to like this video, subscribe to 10-Minute Books, and ring the bell so you never miss our weekly breakdowns of life-changing books. Remember, the goal isn't just to live long, it's to live well.